All I can jump are the fires you've lit. Yet you have the cheek to call me the arsonist. Would be the most amazing opening line of a poem. But the world I inhabit isn't merely so melodramatic. And in any case, I always wanted to start a poem with the word notwithstanding. I grew up in the suburbs, lulled to sleep by sirens and the electric flash from late-night trains, and life was as beige as my dad's Ford Cortina, my camp mannerisms coming across, if anything, in our council estate as more an aspiration to poshness. I was always pained by the fact that I was not a Time Lord nor a pet shop boy, and looking back with the benefit of hindsight, I was probably just a pain in the arse with a vivid imagination and a bizarre fascination with Jammy Dodgers and Bob Newhart. You can avoid the elephant in the room as much as you like, but at some point you're going to have to clean up its droppings, and look what it's done to the sofa. I went to the fair and I saw a sign which read coconut shy, and I thought, I know how it feels. I was never interested in poetry. I remember my English teacher saying, "Now I'm going to read a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley," and all the way through the only thing I could ponder as his silver tongue smoothed over Shelley's surreptitious syllables was, what kind of name is Bysshe? I'd imagine myself regenerating and having a whole new body, and then go home and explore it in great detail, because it would have blonde hair and a nicer face, and I'd be so much thinner, and my personality would be much more outgoing, and maybe then Aaron would like me, and the stars would dance, and the universe implode, and I'd finally be me, and the end titles would roll, the Doctor, Robert Garnham, and the theme music would play. The school careers officer asked me what I'd like to do, but I couldn't say Neil Tennant because the position was already filled. Would I write a book, or should I take to the stage? 40 years later, I became a performance poet and kind of did both. I told her I wanted to work in a garden centre. I remember where I was when the shuttle exploded. I have an alibi. That hum of energy I took to be the hum of London, reaching out to guide my nervous hand into its sweaty utopian embrace, turned out to be the fridge. Standing in front of the mirror, no sign of a regeneration yet. The reason I'd spent so long in the closet was because I was pretending that it was the TARDIS. Through the distant crack of long-wave radio, I'd hear electric storms on those humid nights when it was so hot you couldn't possibly sleep. But through the static would come Bob Newhart, and I'd listen to his button-down voice and look out over the whole of London at those voluminous clouds lit up within with sheet lightning, and I'd wish that I were as brave as Bob Newhart, because he was obviously also just a shy person who had somehow found this way of making people laugh, and who knows, one day it might also happen to me. I went to the fair with my brother Jim when somebody threw a tomato at him. Now a tomato is soft when it's wrapped in its skin, but this here tomato was wrapped in a tin. The kid next door was a pyromaniac. You can't really sleep properly when you think that the house is on fire. another thunderstorm tonight. Now over to Bill with the sport. All the houses looked the same until Dad slapped on a coat of beige paint that matched the beige of our Ford Cortina. Parked the Ford Cortina against the wall. Oh no, where's the Ford Cortina? Oh, there it is. They're both beige as the suburbs, as beige as my ski jacket, as beige as the Fifth Doctor's Edwardian frock coat, as beige as my realisation that regeneration is a lifelong progression, as beige as the smoke rising from the neighbour's shed, and I still adore the pets, and Bob Newhart creases me up because he's not showy or shouty, he's just kind of beige, but beige can be hilarious. And wouldn't you know it, I actually did manage to travel in time, because sometimes I see old photos of me and all I can do is jump the fires that I lit. Which would be a damn good last line of a poem.